This is Ellis Starr with your Key Races and Bets podcast for Saturday, March 22nd, 2025. This Key Races and Bets podcast is brought to you by Amwager.com, AMWAGER. Amwager.com is a great legal online wagering website, US based, with some great betting tools and perks, legal for residents of most states, and covers most tracks in North America as well as many around the world. Check it out. Amwager.com. While you're there, you can get the written version of this podcast, the Key Races and Bets blog, totally free. Click on How to Bet and Ellis Starr's blog. We're going to start with the Beyond the Wire Stakes. This is race 7 at Laurel at 2:59 Eastern on Saturday, March 22nd. The top win contender is Central Casting. Slight chances go to Safe Trust and Onyx 10. Central Casting just ran the fastest of any of the 8 entered in this race with a 90 Equibase speed figure, dominating by nearly 7 lengths in hand. That was her second race since moving to the Nest Barn, and the number 1 jockey for the barn, Rodriguez, who did not ride her in either of her 2 starts since Nest took over. The other was a second place finish, by the way. Ride her for the first time. Central Casting is fast early, but she doesn't need the lead to win, and even though her last win came in a starter allowance, the effort and speed figure was stakes quality, so she's the one to beat. Safe Trust and Onyx 10 finished second and first, respectively, in the Wide Country Stakes last month, although neither was favored. Safe Trust won one race before that and finished second or third in 3 straight races before the win, so although proven at the level, not necessarily the type that may want to win, but could if Central Casting doesn't fire. Onyx 10 goes for her 3rd straight stakes win, but before that finished second or third in 3 straight, so it's a little similar to Safe Trust. Onyx 10 has a good stalking style, could rally late for another win. On the other hand, the pair's Equibase speed figures, best Equibase speed figures of 82 to 84, would need a bit of improvement to beat Central Casting, who's likely to improve off her 90 figure last time out. In the Beyond the Wire, race 7 at Laurel, 2:59 Eastern, Saturday, March 22nd. Central Casting is low odds overlay win bet at odds of 3 to 2 or more. For the exactas, I want to play Central Casting over Safe Trust and Onyx 10. Then I want to play an exacta box of Central Casting and Safe Trust, and an exacta box of Central Casting and Onyx 10. We'll also play some doubles to race 8, the Private Term Stakes. In race 7, Central Casting. In race 8, Superpower and Pay Billy. Private Term Stakes is race 8 at Laurel with a 3:27 post time, and the win contenders are Superpower and Pay Billy. Superpower added blinkers for his second career start 4 weeks ago, ran a big race. He grabbed the lead from the start, relinquished it, then came back to win, earned a field-high 88 Equibase speed figure. He's very likely to improve upon that figure and effort in his 3rd career start, and is the one to beat. Pay Billy ran similarly in his most recent start, the Miraclewood Stakes, as he stalked in second for the first half mile, moved to the lead over the next quarter mile, and then fought gamely to the stretch to still lead by a head, lost by a nose on the wire, or 4 lengths ahead of the next horse. Pay Billy earned the same 88 figure in that race as Superpower did in his last race, and won 2 in a row prior to that, so I expect top form to continue. In the Private Term Stakes, race 8 at Laurel, post 3:27 Eastern on Saturday, March 22nd. Again, looking for low odds overlay win bets. Superpower can be and should be considered for a bet at 9 to 5 or more. Pay Billy at 2 to 1 or more. And for the exacta, we'll box Superpower and Pay Billy. Moving down to Gulfstream for the Texas Glitter Stakes, a sprint on turf, race 7 at Gulfstream on Saturday, March 22nd, 3:50 Eastern. The win contenders are Turbulent Force, Gabaldon, and No Evidence. Turbulent Force has won twice. One was on turf, one was on the all-weather. Both were at the same 5 furlong distance of the Texas Glitter Stakes. He proved he doesn't need the lead early to win in the first race when stalking in 3rd for the first quarter mile, and he appears to have targets in this race, possibly, in No Evidence and Gabaldon, both who may go for the lead from the start. Texas Glitter has been freshened since his January 9th win and put in a very strong recent workout on the grass, so he appears to have a solid probability to win his 3rd in a row. Gabaldon won strongly last May in his career debut at this 5 furlong trip on grass at Gulfstream, taking the Royal Palms Juvenile Stakes in his first start. With a stakes quality 87 Equibase speed figure compared to 88 figure Turbulent Force earned in his most recent race. Then Gabaldon shipped to Europe to run very well in the important Windsor Castle Stakes, where in a field of 27 he led from the start and was clearly second at the end with a 92 figure. He's been freshened since then. He won his debut, and so he can fire fresh, and he's come back strong as a 3-year-old to work very well, and the outside post is great for a horse with his style. The only question is whether No Evidence may also want the lead and hurt Gabaldon's chances. No Evidence rallied from 4th to 2nd in the stretch before settling for 3rd in his first start and does not wear blinkers, so even though he did lead pretty much from start to finish last month in his second start and on the return from 7 months off, he may not be as fresh today and could settle nicely and improve off the 84 speed figure he earned in his second race now following a layoff. In the Texas Clear for win bets, we're going to look first for Turbulent Force at odds of 2-1 or more. Next, consider a second win bet on either Gabaldon or No Evidence as long as one of them is 3-1 or more. If both are 3-1, we should bet the one at the highest odds. For the exacta box, we'll bet Turbulent Force, Gabaldon, and No Evidence. And if we end up betting 2 of the 3, this is an opportunity to use a Dutching tool, which is free at AmWager, to achieve the best mathematical edge we can by prorating our wagers for the best return. All we need to do is select the total we want to wager, let's just say $20, and select 2 horses to win, and all the work is done for us. And that's one of many good tools and perks for horse racing fans at AmWager. Moving on to Santa Anita, we're going to do the San Luis Rey Stakes. Race 7 at Santa Anita on Saturday, March 22nd, and this has a post of 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. The top win contender is Mega Yacht. Horses to consider for doubles, pick 3s, pick 4s, and exactas are Easter, Gold Phoenix, Divine Propos, and Additland. Now, Mega Yacht, who will probably be a nice price, was pretty well regarded at the end of 21 and started 2022 when he was a 4-year-old, winning 2 of 3 and finishing second in the other, all marathon races at 1 mile and 3/8 or greater. This is 1.5 miles. Mega Yacht went off form, then bounced back in the fall of that year, winning, then was sent to post well regarded 3-1 in the Grade 1 Valedictory Stakes at Woodbine, but ran badly. He must have been injured in that race because he wasn't seen again until March of last year, when Mega Yacht finished 3rd in a race he had to have needed after all that time off. Sent to the sidelines again, he returned this past February, just last month, following 11 months off, and he won at 1 mile. No easy task, especially for a horse that likes longer distances. This now 7-year-old really prefers these longer distances, and the 1.5 miles hits him right between the eyes. It doesn't matter to me that his last race was a $25,000 claiming race, because you can't find stakes races at marathon distances to come back in. And his ability to get the distance successfully is more important than class in this race, in which few of the other horses are successful at these distances. Mike Smith rides back, and Mega Yacht put in a very strong 58 4/10 5 furlong workout coming into the race. As a 7-year-old, although lightly raced, his record of 4 wins, 2 seconds, and 2/3 in 13 races is pretty solid, and he's in winning form, so he looks very capable of posting the mile upset, as he might be overlooked relative to others who have run the stakes recently. There's nothing really wrong with the other 4 horses I talked about. I'll mention again Easter, Gold Phoenix, Divine Propos, and Additland. Perhaps low odds horses, and the fact that none are standouts. Easter's won 7 of 26, but has never run 1.5 miles, and not one since December of 2023. Gold Phoenix won the Del Mar Handicap at 11 furlongs last August, but was 0 for 3 at 12, not even finishing second or third, and his last win was 7 months ago. Divine Propos won at 11 furlongs on turf last August, but had no impact in 3 races since then, including one last month. Additland has never run 1.5 miles, but is related to Astronaut, who has won as far as 1 3/4 miles. Additland won the Grade 2 Twilight Derby last fall for 3-year-olds only, and may be a price, so can also be included on exacta tickets with Mega Yacht. In the San Luis Rey Stakes, Race 7 at Santa Anita, 7 p.m. Eastern on Saturday, March 22nd. Mega Yacht is a great win bet at 2-1 or more. And then we'll box Mega Yacht and Eastern in the exacta, box Mega Yacht and Gold Phoenix, box Mega Yacht and Divine Propos, and box Mega Yacht and Additland. Don't forget, you can get the written version of this Key Races and Bets podcast, the aptly named Key Races and Bets blog, totally free at amwager.com, AMWAGER. Click on How to Bet in All Stars blog. If you're not already a member, sign up. It's legal for residents of most states, and they're really good to the bettors. I'll be betting there all weekend. I hope you will as well. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you next week.